video I'm going to show you how to make these Mickey and Minnie gingerbread face cookies. So stay tuned and I will show you how. Here are the things that I'm going to use. A 4-inch Mickey and Minnie sandwich cutter, but I'm going to use them as cookie cutters. I'm going to be using leaf green, brown, red, and black food coloring by Wilton. Some brown petal dust is optional, and a brush. Alright guys, let's get started. Alright guys, to get started, I'm going to start off with my Minnie. Really quickly, I wanted to tell you something about this cookie cutter. These are awesome cutters. Well, they're actually sandwich cutters. They're not really cookie cutters. The only thing I don't like about the Minnie one is that they made the bow flushed with the rest of the cookie instead of making it like the buttons here on Mickey that are a little bit lower. What this does is it leaves the impression, the little indents like that, which is perfect. But with this one here, whoever did the design didn't really think it through, because even if you're using this to cut your sandwich or your bread, it's going to cut everything off and leave you with 4 separate pieces, and it was pretty annoying. This was new. I've never used this before, so when I used it and cut out my dough, it was really hard to get out, and then every little piece came out separate, so I had to put it back together like a puzzle. You will get 2 little ears, your bow, and your face, instead of just giving you one entire piece with just the indent like you see here. It would have been nice if it would just give you the impression, but it literally gave you pieces. So I wanted to let you know about that. Then all you have to do is just put everything back, like I said, like a puzzle, and then go ahead and bake it like normal, and you will get your complete solid cookie. So getting that out of the way, I have my light brown in a tip 5, and the reason why I have a tip 5 is because I have quite a bit here to fill in, and I kind of have to work fast because I'm going to do my ears separately and then my face, and I want to be able to attach it here before it all starts to dry. So I do have it in a tip 5, and I'm going to start off with my ear here. Now you can start off with the bow, but I just suggest doing the ears first. I'm gonna leave that space empty. I'm just going to kind of just trace it around that bow, and then go ahead and fill this in and then smooth it out. So then do your other ear and just make sure that you attach these 2 parts here. And that's pretty much it. Not very hard at all. I just do it in sections because if you try to do it all at once, by the time you get back to where you started, it'll be all dried up and it's not really easy to smooth out. So try to do it in sections, but as you see there, no problem in getting these pieces attached to the larger piece. So I'm going to go ahead and let this dry, and I'm going to move on to Mickey. Do give this about 2 hours, the more the better, like I always say, because we will be using other colors on top of it and you don't want anything to get absorbed to it. So give this some time to dry. Alright, so now for my Mickey, it's pretty simple. You're going to just completely fill out your cookie, again with my tip 5. Go ahead and do your last ear. Alright, so after you smooth everything out, go ahead and give it some time to dry, and then we can move on to the detail. Alright guys, so I gave it some time to dry. Now this step here is optional. This is brown petal dust, not to be confused with shimmer dust. This is a very matte powder. And so what I'm going to do with a fluffy brush, I'm going to put a little bit on top of the cookie, just lightly, and then just brush it on. And what this does is it's going to give the icing a little bit of a speckle, and that's going to give it a little bit more of a cookie, like a real gingerbread or just a plain cookie look to it. Since this is a gingerbread Mickey or Minnie, we want to give it a more realistic look so it doesn't look so flat. You will see the difference towards the end, and I'll put a little bit of a close-up later on, and you'll see the little specks. Makes it look really nice. So what I'm going to do here right now is going to do the bow, and I have my sandy sugar and I'm going to be using the silver one. I also have my red in a tip 2, my green in a tip 2, and my white in a tip 1. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off making one side of the bow first. Gotta work a little bit quickly because I gotta sink those other colors in. Okay, so I'm going to grab my green. Okay. And then I'm gonna go with my white. Okay. So now really quickly go ahead and add your sanded sugar. I'm going to brush some of this off because I got to do the other side. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for this side. Add the sanded sugar. As you can see here that I took a lot of it off. You can see almost like right through that sanded sugar. So what I'm gonna do is give this a few minutes to dry. And then I'm gonna do the center part. I'm not gonna do that right now because I don't want that to join in with this. I want to have that little circle in the center. But I can go ahead now and move on to my little lines and my face. Okay, so to do the stitches, I am using a tip 2 in a thick consistency, and I'm just making some little strokes, kind of a little bit of a long line. Don't make them too small because the cookie's not really tiny. So that's about it. Make sure that you bring your peaks in. Alright, so for the eyes and nose and the mouth, I have my black icing in a tip number 1 in a somewhat thick consistency. I'm also going to be using some white and some red. This is in a tip 2, the white is in a tip 1. So really quickly, I'm going to start off with the nose. I'm going to find my center. Little oval nose. And even though it came out thick, once you try to smooth it out, it kind of liquefies, so it dries nice and smooth. And then I'm going to take my white, I'm just going to make a little line here, a little bit of a glare. It's going to look nice once it dries. And then I'm going to go ahead with my mouth, just a little smile. And then I move to my eyes. Just bring them straight down, little oval shape. And I'm going to again go in with my white, little clear dot. And do my other eye. My clear dot. Then I'll move on to her little red cheeks. And this icing is in kind of thick consistency as well. Just make one big bubble on both sides. And that's pretty much it. And now I'm going to go back up here to the bow. I'm going to fill the section out. The one green dot. And our little polka dots. And the Sandy shirt. Just be very careful you don't put it on the eyes. You can wait till the eyes dry if you want. That way it'll be a little bit more sure that it's not going to stick onto your eyes. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the Mickey. I forgot to add her little eyelashes. You can't forget the eyelashes or else she's going to look a lot like Mickey. So I'll put her little eyelashes. Okay, now she's done. Okay, so with Mickey I did everything that I did with Minnie because it's very much similar, except for she has eyelashes and a bow. But with him I'm going to give it just a little bit of color and do a little bit of a design on top here like normal gingerbread cookies have, and that's just a little wiggly line at the top. They normally have those like on their hands and at the bottom on their feet or their legs, but since we don't have that, I'm gonna do it on their ears. So then I'm gonna do a red one as well, just to add some color and to keep with the Christmas theme. Super easy. And then I'm gonna go with a little bit of white. These are all in thick consistency, a little bit more than medium. And bring those peaks down. And my white was in a tip 1 and the red and green in tips 2. So now I'm going to do the other one and we'll be done. Alright guys, that is it. So I'm going to set these aside to dry and then put them all together because that's pretty much it. Alright guys, so there you have your Mickey and Minnie gingerbread face cookies. Super cute, super easy. I want to give you a quick close-up of that icing. See how that petal does? Gives it that speckle look. Almost looks like it has cinnamon in the icing. So that's what I was going for because it is a gingerbread cookie. So I wanted to make it look like that as close as possible. Alright guys, I will let you go. I crammed so much information in this video, so I hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more. I have a few more Christmas videos, so stay tuned for that. And I thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I will talk to you soon. Thanks so much for watching, guys. And have a good one.